Hi everyone. My name's Ali. I'm a therapist and I head up Ollie and his superpowers, which is a therapy model for young and old, really, um, to help with all the emotional issues that create behavioural issues that everybody suffers from at some point in their life. Um, the reason that I'm doing this very quick video is I've just opened my diary for the start of the new year. Happy New Year, everyone. And I'm looking through to see what I've got this week, this month, and it's pretty packed, which is, good for me as a therapist, not good for all the people that need help. But normally this time of year, I'd expect it to be fairly packed, but I could probably predict what it would be, and it would be people that want to stop smoking, cut down on how much they're eating, do a bit more exercise, New Year's resolutions. And yeah, there's a few of them in there, and great. Do you know what? You're writing your own story, so why not write a good one? Absolutely. But what got me was there are only a few of them. In fact, the bulk of the people that I'll be seeing for the next few weeks, next month or so, need help with anxiety. Anxiety disorder. Nice new label. And these people are children, 6, 7, up, lots of teenagers, lots of adults, all struggling with anxiety. And I get notes because mums and dads obviously book their kids in when they're worried and you want to try and help. So I get a little bit of background. And what I'm reading is that you're trying everything. You know there's something wrong with your child. You know they're not like their normal selves. They're not happy. They're not outgoing. They're not interacting. Maybe they're crying a lot, pulling away a lot. The behaviour's gone down. All sorts. You know, as a parent, you know when your child's not being themselves. One of my greatest regrets is I don't have kids, although I've got a few thousand now. But at times like this, reading these emails, I'm kind of glad I don't, because I can't imagine the pain of watching your child suffer and you don't know what to do about it, because you know there's something wrong. You know your child. So what do? Well, I guess first point of call for most people is CLAMH, Children and Young People's Mental Health. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. But even before COVID, they were flat out and stretched, and it took forever to get an appointment. Right now, they've got staffing issues like everybody else. Therapists and GPs are not immune from COVID. So you're going to have a bit of a wait there, and you don't want to wait because you can watch your child, teenager, young adult declining. So what do you do then? Well, if it gets really bad and they're really worrying you, and it is a worry because you just don't know what's going on, then you go to the GP, if you can. Times we live in, eh? And what do? Well, bless them, right? They get 10 minutes. 10 minutes to look at you, make a diagnosis, or speak to you on the phone or whatever's happening now. And here's the thing, right? In all the years I've been a therapist, and the thousands now of people that I've seen presenting with anxiety or depression, I've not once had any two people that do their anxiety or depression the same way or are suffering in the same way. So consequently, there's not one pill I could give that would make that okay for everyone. Sometimes wish there was. But a GP, they get 10 minutes, right? So all they can do, with the best will in the world, is give you a one-size-fits-all pill. All right, there might be variations on which one-size-fits-all pill, but what do those pills do? Well, they numb it down. They numb down that anxious feeling, that emptiness, whatever that feeling is, that negative feeling. They just numb it down because that's all that they can do. So they give you these pills, right? And fair play. If you take those pills and they get you through whatever you're getting through, and then under their guidance, and it must be under their guidance, it's powerful stuff, this stuff they dish out, right? You get off it and you crack on, that's great. But what tends to happen? It tends to stay on for quite a long time. And maybe even have to up the dosage a bit. Look, I'm no GP, I don't know. But I do know this, right? I know that if you just numb down the pain, that's like getting loads of letters through the post and not wanting to open them in case they're bills. They just pile up and up and up. You can ignore them, but the bills aren't going to go away, are they? And the bills get bigger. Here's the thing, right? Anxiety. It's awful. Depression. Do you know, unless you've ever been through it, don't even go there, right? It's horrendous. I'm not even going to begin in this short video to try and talk you through that. And you'll take the pill just to numb down the pain so you can get on with your life, but it is just numbing it down. Now, as parents, I know you're watching your child change, your young adult change, your teenager change. You're terrified for them. You want to help them. That's what you do. It's in you, isn't it? So you do whatever. So I'm not saying don't, but I am saying there's an alternative, because here's the thing, right? Anxiety, which can lead to depression. What is it? Apart from being blimmin' horrible. It's actually like a mini bodyguard inside you. We only get anxious when something doesn't quite feel right, when we don't quite feel safe, we don't quite know what to do, we're not in control of something, a little bit lost. That's when we get anxious. And it is, it's an internal bodyguard. It's like, whoa, this isn't right. Last time this wasn't right. It didn't end well. Whoa. So it makes you anxious to make you alert and aware to it. Now, if you can move away from whatever that problem is, axe murderer walks through the door, I'm out of here. I can't run, but trust me, I can when I need to. And I'd get anxious because big guy, axe. But if I run away from it, that anxiety would release from me because I'm not in threat anymore. I'm not being threatened. But what we're struggling with right now as adults, as our teenagers, as our kids, isn't an axe murder. It's not a physical thing. It's an emotional thing. And you can't run away from that. So consequently, the anxiety doesn't leave you. It stays with you. So what do? Try and get and see a therapist? Go to a doctor and numb down the pain. Please, 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 guys. We're not the only therapists out there. This isn't a shout out for Ollie. There's hundreds of brilliant therapists out there. But please, 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 pick the phone up to one of us. Ours is www.ollieandhissuperpowers, and we've got Ollie coaches all over the country that work with young and old, and trained them myself, so I'm going to say they're good, but I really would trust them with my family. So pick the damn phone up. It costs nothing. Just have a chat with them. There's no charge for that. See if you like what they're saying. See if you think they understand and they can help. This is why. This is a tree. Go with me. Branches. The branches are what you can see happening. So you can see your child becoming more and more subdued, pulling away a bit more, anger, maybe crying a lot. All those things that you see as a parent. Maybe nobody else has seen them, but you see them because it's your kid. You know your kid or your teenager. And an awful lot of therapy just talks about what those things are. Okay, anything's better than nothing. So I'm not here to knock it. I'm here to just say pick the damn phone up to one of us. Yeah? If you just deal with that, if you can deal with the behaviour, if you can deal with the sleeplessness, or you can get them to actually start eating properly, or whatever they're doing, yeah? Great. But the problem is, those are just the symptoms of what's going on. So they will grow back. Maybe not the same, maybe slightly different, but they will grow back. Why? Because you haven't got to the cause, or if this is my tree, the root. The root is something emotional that's driving that change in behaviour that you're seeing in your child or your young adult. And the way to deal with this is to get to that root, get to the emotion that's driving it. And again, there's a myriad of emotions that could be driving it, but when you really drill down, it's about self-worth, not being in control, change. Oh my God, we're all going through so much at the minute. It makes us not feel safe. If we don't feel safe, we get anxious, so that we fight or flight it, get away from the axe murderer. But what we're all struggling with right now is emotional, not physical. You can't run away from it. You can subdue it. Take a pill. Or you can pick the phone up, have a chat. Seriously, I've got coaches all over the country. There are other therapeutic organisations out there. Speak to them. Take control of this. Find someone that you trust, that your kid is going to be in safe hands with, or your young adult, or you. Don't suffer in silence. Seriously, pick the phone up. We can sort this. It's not rocket science. It's a natural bodily function. Something's not right in your world right now. It's trying to protect you. You can subdue it, or you can deal with it. Just pick the phone up. Take care, everyone.